Here's the reality. The reporting came from the media outlet owned and operated by the NFL that Russell Wilson has lost some of the locker room. And are we really surprised by it? Is it implausible? It's not like someone reporting Patrick Mahomes has lost some of the locker room. I think it's the next logical step in this big picture analysis of where the Broncos are. They give up multiple first-round draft picks plus more to get Russell Wilson. They make him the king of Colorado. They give him a gigantic contract before he's ever played in any game, preseason or regular season, for the Broncos because he didn't play at all in the preseason. They gave him that contract right before the Labor Day weekend, and he's not earning it. And we're seeing it's one thing after another. It's one issue after another. It's one drama after another. Mike Purcell in his face on Sunday. I don't look at this and say, man, that's all phony baloney clickbait. I mean, of any of the teams in the NFL that would have an issue like that, of course it's going to be the Denver Broncos when the defense is busting its ass every week and getting it done every week and keeping opponents in the teens or lower every week. At some point, Chris, somebody is going to get pissed off about the chosen one who hasn't chosen to do anything to help the team win.
Yeah, I think you're saying it right. I mean, they're pissed off, mad, angry, whatever. You're mad as a competitor, and you're mad that your team is not playing up to the level that you thought you were capable of playing. And especially, the expectations you set forth for yourself because, oh, wait, we got Russell Wilson coming to the football team. Look at what we're going to be. And they're paying him all this money. So you're expecting big results if you're on the football team. Lost the locker room, I think, is a little strong in that language. When people say that,
not all
like,
of it,
oh,
not
man,
all of it, some of it. Not all of it.
Yeah,
it's not they lost all of it,
I'm
but
sure
some
there's
of it.
some. Right, I'm sure there's some looking at him side eye or whatever else, and a little bit going like, man, are you gonna start making some plays and balling out for us a little bit here? As you're, without a doubt, the highest paid guy on the football team times 2. Right? So, yeah, you're going to get some of that pressure and some guys talking behind your back when you're that guy, and then you're playing really bottom half of the league quarterback play. I mean, if we're going to be honest, that's where Russell Wilson's played this year. It's bottom half of the league, consistent quarterback play out of him. So, yeah, that's going to lead to rubbing some guys the wrong way. But that's not to say that you can't win the locker room back, right? That's where people, I think, sometimes look at it, or at least like, just the average fan, they think, oh, he's lost the locker room, there's issues. No, he'll get guys right back in his corner if he throws for 350 and they start winning some games and doing some things that way. They might not be his best friends, but they're going to believe in his abilities and what he can do. That's at least what I'll say for that part there.
But that's the only way to do it. We have seen.
Yeah.
Remember the Monday night game against the Chargers when they go to break at halftime and they have him out in the hallway personally greeting. I mean, I guess when you're owned by the Walmart people, the function of greeter just is kind of natural and goes with the territory. But he's, there's the stuff he does that seems contrived, that seems phony, that seems inauthentic. That's not going to win the guys in the locker room who are giving him the side eye. At this point, the only way he's going to win anyone over is by winning, period. Playing well and winning games. And the problem is, 11 games into this experiment, he can't. Something's missing. Something's gone. That's the fundamental problem. So when you take a player whose abilities aren't what they used to be, but he's still treated as the second coming, that's the issue. And another thing I've noticed, Chris, because there are some very good PR people who work for the teams of the National Football League, and Patrick Smythe is one of the best, if not the very best. His fingerprints are all over how they're dealing with this because the word gossip keeps coming up. Nathaniel Hackett referred to this as just gossip. And Mike Kliss of 9 News in Denver, and it's an NBC affiliate, and I feel bad saying this, but he basically acts like external PR for the Broncos at times. And I understand you've got a relationship you've got to maintain with the only team you cover, but there's a line you don't want to cross. And he was on the wrong side of it yesterday, trying to pump this situation up, dismissing it all as gossip. And he went down a path that dragged me along with it to point out the other side, that Sierra had a surprise birthday party for Russ on Tuesday night, and about half the team was there, and he presented it like it was a positive. Well, wait a minute. If about half the team is there, let me do the math here. Carry the 1, Half the team isn't there on a Tuesday night when they're off at a party being thrown by a couple that has the money to throw the best party you're ever going to go to, right? I mean, you ain't having pigs in a blanket at the Russell Wilson surprise birthday party thrown by Sierra. So, that's just another wrinkle. And on one hand, it's extremely trivial and superficial, but on the other hand, Chris, if they all beloved, or if Russell Wilson was beloved by all of them, let me get that right before I get too far down the wrong path. If he was beloved by all of them, they all would have been there, wouldn't they? Wouldn't they? Put yourself on an NFL team, Chris, and anyone listening or watching. If you're on an NFL team and there's a guy who is making $50 million a year and his wife is doing pretty well too, and she's having a surprise birthday party for him and everyone's invited, and presumably the whole team was invited, that's the event of the year, isn't it?
Well, it is, but I don't think we can read so deep into it. There's a few things that I would throw out there. Like if I was a defensive tackle, first off, and it's on a Tuesday night, yes, it's a player's day off, but the next day is wake up early and go to practice, right? So why wouldn't they have the party on a Monday night? That's where I think you get the whole team there. That's, in my experience, that's the night you have a party, and then we all show up because now guys are going to be like, oh, I'm ready to drink and have some fun, and I don't have to get up early. Tuesday night, that would be a night where you're like, well, it's a school night. I don't know if I really want to go there and get loose and have fun and do that. Also, too, not that you invite the whole locker room, sure, but you don't expect the whole locker room to go. You don't. I understand what you're saying there as far as it is Sierra and Russell Wilson and you expect it to be an event. But, man, I don't know if I was a great defensive end or defensive tackle on a Tuesday night and I went, okay, I'm tired. We got a big game this week, all that. I'm not going to sit here and say I definitely would have been there. You know me. We know you. You'd have been like, wait, no, this is my routine. This is what I do on a Tuesday night. I don't know if I'm going to go to that party. This is going to mess up my routine. You're kind of that way. I'm that way. There's a lot of guys in the locker room that way. So, again, Russell Wilson, I know he's not the favorite of the locker room. I get that. But I do feel like people are now piling on and reading a little too deeply into some of this stuff.
2 points. First of all, at age 57, that's the way I am. At age 23, free food, free booze, and it's going to be nice, and who knows who's going to show up and provide the entertainment. I'm there. The other side of it is this. I wouldn't have said a damn thing about it if this notion that half the team was there wasn't being used as some way to prop the situation up. Because the point is it doesn't prop up anything. It's bullcrap. Right. Because the flip side is the same argument about half the team wasn't there. I otherwise wouldn't have said one word about it if I didn't feel like somebody was trying to make us think that half attendance was good. Because at best, it's a push. Because you can say it's bad, too, as plausibly as you can say it's good. That's the only reason I did anything with it. And one other thing. Because all this talk obscured what I think was the most significant development yesterday. Nathaniel Hackett, during his Wednesday press conference, was asked if he would consider making a quarterback change now if he thought it would help the team be in better position to win. And his response wasn't, no. His response wasn't, what the hell are you doing asking me this question, Bill Belichick style, with rolling his eyes and grunting. He said, right now, no. Right now, no. Right now, no. There's a lot in that, Chris. Would you consider making a quarterback change right now? No. That implies get back to me after the Ravens game. Get back to me in a couple of weeks. Maybe at some point down the road, right now changes from no to yes. I thought that response was far more significant than any of the other noise that came out of yesterday.
Yeah, Mike, I hear you. It made me raise my eyebrows a little bit when I saw it. It did. But at the same time, I think, I think the first thing I thought of when I saw it was, well, he's just trying not to, roll out. He's trying to, keep a little edge on Russell Wilson. He doesn't want to make him feel like it's too comfortable here. Like, hey, no matter how crappy you play, you're still the starter. Oh. Right?
The contract the contract serves as the ultimate blanket.
It does, exactly.
For Russell Wilson.
I think so, but I think he's also got to say some of that stuff for his team to hear it too, that you just don't just because you're making that money, you get to do that, right? Or you get to play like crap and you just automatically get to be the starter. So he's saying for right now, he's the guy. We're not going to, evaluate that for now, right? Which I don't think they're ever going to evaluate, but I think that's the answer for right now, just to kind of appease the masses to a degree. And then the other thing I want to say on top of it, Mike, too, with Russell Wilson, the play's not been good. I get it. And you could corny and cheesy and sure, whatever. I respect Russell Wilson because I feel like he owns it, and that's who he is. I don't even feel like it's an act anymore. It's just what he is. So I got no problem with that. But I understand guys in the locker room do, but what? What do you want to say?
No,
what?
I mean, you're basically saying he's a caricature who has become the character. That's
well,
what
maybe,
you're saying.
yeah. I don't know.
I didn't want to go there, but when he's talking yesterday and he's got that fake smile on his face the whole time, didn't it seem fake to you? As he's probably wants to lash out at somebody. He's probably pissed off, but his default is to smile and cliche his way through it.
Yeah, I know, Mike.
I'm thinking of the Jerry Seinfeld episode where they just wanted to see him get mad once. I'd like to see Russell Wilson get mad once. I want to know that there's a real boy in there somewhere. I've said that about Tom Brady. I'd like to see something other than the robot from time to time. For some of these guys who have this very manicured image that they're so obsessed with constantly presenting to us, I would like to every once in a while get a glimpse of their humanity, good, bad, or otherwise, not the mask that they put on for all of us to see.
No, Mike, I don't disagree with you. And then again, that's why you hear the things that you hear coming out of that locker room, because it's not always going to be relatable to guys. There's always the phrase of like real recognizes real, right? You've heard that before. And I'm sure there's a lot of guys in the locker room that are going, I'm real and I don't recognize that. I don't know what that is. And again, Mike, you're right. I mean, it's a facade, but it's a facade maybe in the fact that he's been doing it since he's 10 years old, to where I think it's just part of him now. I don't think it's like an act. I think that's the way he's just truly programmed himself to be all the time. And that's okay. But, to your point and to what we're talking about, when you're that guy, then you better play well. But the other thing I just want to say on top of that, too, is he does do all the other things that Nathaniel Hackett was explaining, too, to where a locker room is not real gossipy. And as long as you kind of handle your work and act like a professional, a locker room, the guys in there, they're going to respect you. Hey, he's trying his hardest. He might be playing like shit, but damn, he's trying and he's working, and I see him here. And there's going to be respect in that. And I got to believe there's that there for Russell Wilson, out of the fact that I know, you don't have to have everybody in the locker room like the quarterback for the team to be good. I can go through a bunch of teams in the history of football where I'd go, I think a lot of the guys in the locker room think that quarterback was an ass. But he was winning games and they believed in him, and so what? I mean, damn, we just saw the thing with the Chicago Bulls. It seems like the whole team thought Michael Jordan was an ass. Didn't matter. They believed in him and knew how great he was. So, I'm not trying to make excuses here. I'm just saying I don't think this is the end-all, be-all, and this means it's all over. He just got to start playing better, to your point. And, I don't think his attitude or how he acts at the podium is going to change. I think it's too ingrained in him at this point.
Oh, I agree with you completely. I've said this a few times this week. There will be books written about what the hell happened to Russell Wilson and what happened to the 2022 Denver Broncos. Compelling inside story, long articles, 10,000 words plus, that people will actually read instead of just say, oh, look at that 10,000 word article. I'm not reading it, but I'm impressed by it. People will actually read it to figure out exactly what happened with the 2022 Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson, because it's amazing that they were attracted to him in the first place, that the Seahawks managed to keep a lot of these issues under wraps, that they gave him that huge contract without him ever playing in a game, and then week by week, game by game, the whole thing falls apart, and here's where we are now. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.